Their terminology in this connection is frequently more truly occult and accurate than is that of the orthodox esotericist and theosophist. It may be of interest to you if I do two things. First of all, give you some technical information in connection with the working through of the forces from the astral plane into the physical body, and then give you the effects of that working through, as they take the form owing to man's wrong use of them of disease and the many varying disorders to which man is prone. With their cure we are not at this time concerned. I am here simply laying down the structure of fact upon which we can later base our conclusions. We shall, in this connection, only consider the average man. The problems of the disciple will be dealt with under Part I.4. I pointed out earlier that the three major groups of diseases for the masses are 1. Tuberculosis. 2. The social diseases, as they are called. The venereal diseases and syphilis. 3. Cancer. To these we must add 2 other groups of disease which predominantly affect those who are a little above the average, and whose general level of intelligence is higher than that of the mass. This includes also the aspirants of the world. 4. Heart diseases, but not what is called heart failure. 5. The nervous diseases so prevalent at this time. These 5 groups of disease, and their various subdivisions, are responsible for the bulk of the physical ills which attack humanity. A right grasp of their preponderating causes will be of definite assistance to future medicine. How much will be accepted is at this time doubtful. I would like to point out here that, as you well know, there are physical correspondences to the 7 centers of forces located in the etheric body, and fed from the astral body. These we call the endocrine glands. These glands are effects of or testifying evidence to the centers, and are in their turn initiating causes of lesser effects in the physical body. It will be of value if we here tabulate some of the things we know, and aid comprehension. Center gland physical organs type of force origin body 1. Head pineal upper brain spiritual will. Atma causal body. Brahmarandra. Right eye synthetic. Monad jewel in the 1000 petaled. Via soul lotus. Lotus dynamic will occultist. Initiate. Master. Dominant after third initiation. 2. Center pituitary lower brain. Soul force petals Buddhic between body. Left eye. Love. Of egoic vehicle the eyes. Nose. Magnetic. Lotus, as causal ajna center nervous light. A whole. Body system. Intuition. Higher vision. Mental aspirant. Disciple. Mystic. Dominant after second initiation. 3. Heart. Thymus heart life force love higher. Anahata circulatory group petals mental system. Consciousness causal blood. Also. Body vagus nerve all types of spiritual people. Dominant after first initiation. 4. Throat thyroid breathing creative knowledge mental center apparatus energy. Petals body. Alimentary sound. Canal self-consciousness creative artists. All advanced humanity. The intelligentsia. 5. Solar pancreas stomach. Liver. Astral force. Astral body. Plexus emotion. Centers gallbladder desire. Nervous touch. System average humanity. Ordinary people. 6. Sacral gonad sex organs life force. Physical etheric body. Center. Physical plane force. Vital energy. Animal life low grade animal type of men. 7. Base adrenals kidneys will energy. The mother of spine. Spinal universal life of the military column. Kundalini world. This tabulation is simply an outline and, like the tabulation of the principles, and their correspondences, as given by H.P.B. in the third volume of The Secret Doctrine, its interpretation will be dependent upon the point of view of the student. We shall employ it later, and add further columns to it and further correspondences. In all our considerations, what we have to say will have the following synthesis of structure behind it. 1. The soul. 2. The subtler bodies of the mind and the emotions, which are simply qualified energy centers. 3. The vital body with its 7 major centers of force. 4. The endocrine system, which is an effect of the 7 centers, and the determining controlling factor in the physical body of man. 5. The nervous system in its 3 divisions. 6. The bloodstream. All the subsidiary organs of man are effects. They are not predetermining causes. The determining causes in man, and that which makes him what he is, are the glands. They are externalizations of the types of force, pouring through the etheric centers from the subtler worlds of being. They express the point in evolution which the man has reached. They are vital and active or non-vital and inactive, according to the condition of the centers. They demonstrate a sufficiency, an oversufficiency or a deficiency, according to the condition of the etheric vortices. Again, the process of control may be stated to be via the nervous system. The close interlocking directorate of the nervous system, the brain and the bloodstream, as a carrier of the life principle, governs the activities of the man conscious, subconscious, self-conscious, and finally, superconscious. The 3 centers in supreme control today for the majority are 1. The Ajna center, the center between the eyebrows. 2. The solar plexus. 3. The sacral center. Eventually, when man will have become that which he is, that paradoxical esoteric phrase, the centers of control will be 1. The head center, the Brahmarandra. 2. The heart center. 3. The center at the base of the spine. Between the present and the future, the emphasis will be laid upon a constantly shifting triplicity, and each man will be different from his fellowman as to emphasis, as to the conditions of his centers, as to their glandular correspondences in the physical body, and therefore as to the diseases, and the ills, inhibitions, and difficulties to which his flesh will fall heir. It is in this connection that it becomes obvious that the work of the physician, and of the psychologist must eventually go hand in hand. The 3 most important aspects of all diagnoses are 1. The psychological, or the gauging of the inner bodies of man from the angle of their development, their integration and the total coordination of the personality, as these subtler aspects of the human being express themselves in consciousness. 2. The work of the endocrinologist, as he deals with the endocrine glands, viewing them as power stations through which energy dynamic and illuminating can pour through from the centers. 3. The physician, who, taking into consideration the conclusions of the 2 above experts, diagnoses the disease, and treats it in collaboration with the other 2. These 3 may call in other experts and specialists in electrotherapy, osteopathy and chiropractic, but it is in the combination of the knowledge of the physician, the psychologist and the endocrinologist that the medical profession can take on a new expression of usefulness, and enter the new age equipped to deal with the people who will gradually assume the new types and a changing physical organism. Electricity, in relation to human ills, is as yet an infant science, but it has in it the germs of the new techniques and methods of healing. The work done by the chiropractors is good and needed but should, with osteopathy, constitute a definite subsidiary technique to that of the other 3. The work of the chiropractors and of the osteopaths forms 2 halves of one whole, little as their practitioners may like to recognize it. The former group need a more careful and lengthy training, and a higher standard of technical knowledge should be required. Medicine is entering slowly into a new usefulness. Once the cause of disease is shifted out of an organ or bodily system into a more subtle and vital realm, we shall see radical and needed changes, leading to simplification and not to a greater complexity and difficulty. From the above remarks it will be seen that disease emerges into the physical body from the world of the unseen, and from the use, or misuse, of the subtler forces on the inner planes. It must be remembered, however, that disease as it expresses itself in man can be generally regarded as due to the following causes, and students would do well to have this most carefully in mind as they ponder on these matters. 1. Individual disease, due to interior conditions in the man's own equipment, to his mental state, or to an emotional condition which can produce serious ills. This is inherited from the past. 2. Disease inherent in humanity as a whole. There are certain diseases to which all men are prone. The germs of these diseases are latent in the physical vehicles of the majority of men, only awaiting predisposing conditions in order to manifest. They might be regarded as group diseases. 3. Diseases which are, curiously enough, accidental. To these a man falls heir when, for instance, he succumbs to some infectious or contagious complaint. 4. Diseases inherent in the soil. Of these as yet but little is known. The soil of our earth, however, is very ancient, and is impregnated with disease germs which take their toll of the vegetable, animal and human kingdoms, manifesting differently in each, yet being due basically to the same causes. 5. Diseases which are the difficulties of mysticism. These are the peculiar ills and complaints which attack the disciples and aspirants of the world. These can be traced in every case to the pouring in of energy through centers, which are not properly equipped, or adequately developed, to handle the force. The above is a generalization, which may be found useful. The method whereby these astral forces, which are, as we know, preeminently the determining life forces for the majority of men at this time, work out into manifestation is a relatively simple matter. In the astral vehicle of expression there are, as you may realize, the correspondences of the 7 centers in the etheric body. These are essentially the 7 major focal points of force, and each of them is expressive of one of the 7 ray energies. Let me first of all make clear which centers express these 7 ray types. Center ray quality origin 1. Head center first, the divine will. Monadic 2. Ajna center 7th organization. Atmic direction. 3. Heart center 2nd love wisdom. Buddhic group love. 4. Throat center 5th creativity. Mental 5. Solar plexus 6th emotion. Desire. Astral 6. Sacral center 3rd reproduction. Etheric. 7. Base of spine 4th harmony. Physical union through conflict. Note. In the 4th kingdom, the human, it is the energy of the 4th ray which, cooperating with the 1st ray, eventually